Hello, it's me, Annalisa. It's my spiritual friend. It's Sunday, the 24th. I hope you're doing well. Um, I guess you're a subscriber, Catherine. If you are able to comment, you have to be a subscriber for I think I have it set for a short amount of time, but so you have to be a subscriber in order to comment. So welcome. I have Gabby on here and it's Robert for the payment. And Tiffany. Oh, Tiffany, how are you? Hi, Regine. How are you? Hang on, I just need to see. I hope you're doing well. I saw Regine this morning with her beautiful, bright, shiny face. The community did a hi, Gabby. Hi, Fred. Oh, it's been a while, Fred. The community, we had a lovely meditation this morning. Hi, Beerly. How are you? Just a little 20-minute. That's one of the things we do. If you're part of the community, once a month we do a live meditation, and then we also do a workshop, which we did last week. And that one was an intuition workshop. Oh, Catherine, you're Robert. Got it. Okay, this morning was amazing. I thought it was. I hope everybody had a good time. I mean, I'm not able to do. I can go back and re-listen to the meditation and do it. So something I really wanted to talk about quick, because I have a client who's working with manifestation, and he sent me this list of 100 different affirmations he has. And, oh, yay, I'm so excited. Gabby said she hasn't felt that relaxed in a long time, which I'm sure with a new baby and then everything going on with your little one, your little guy, I'm sure you haven't been relaxed in a long time. It's way too hot to drink yet. Hi, Locked in Lovely. I got your payment. Oh, I forgot to put you on there. I got your payment. I'm sorry, dear. So when you're writing your affirmations, because the way he said it, I don't know if he copied directly from other people, like he was inspired by like Louise Hay and I think Abraham Hicks. Sometimes like the affirmations were really, really long, and it was like, I'm willing to accept that I'm like a good person. It was just like all this like long wordy stuff. And when you're writing your affirmations, remember that it's as if you already have it, and make them as like, hi, Violet Sagittarius, make them like, okay, perfect. I'll look for it. Make them like as succinct as possible. So like, it was like, well, I'm willing to release and let go. I'm willing to forgive myself. Forgive yourself is like, or oh, I forgive myself. Like that's a one-time thing. Because if you keep saying it as like an affirmation, then that's like you're always saying that that's a one and done thing. Just forgive yourself and move on with it, like for not being perfect or whatever. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am lovable. I love myself. I am abundant. Like keep it really, because then when you're doing a repetition, like, because what I'm having him do is just because he's tried everything and he's kind of having a harder time. I said, just repeat it. You don't have to believe any of the stuff you're saying. Just repeat it over and over and over again. And eventually you fall into believing it. So just keep it really, really clean as if you already have it. Don't say probably, maybe, and put all these stipulations. Because there was something I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at them. But I was kind of like, this one thing really implies that. So there's no need for that. So, and there's like a lot of redundancy. So if you just kind of keep them really clean and succinct, as if you already have them, they're easy to do, say repetitively, especially if you're having a hard time. Like I've tried everything and nothing works and I don't believe in anything and it's really hard and like, or it's hard to do because I don't believe in it. Just say it over and over and over again. I've been doing that lately. Mostly as like a because I know that that works. I know that I've brought things into my life before simply because I said it a lot. So, okay, let me see. I still, every time I see your name, I still see beer. Can't help it. I'm sorry. Oh, Regine, you paid for 2. Okay. Okay. And be early. I've got yours. Okay. And as far as that incident in DC yesterday, I don't know. I wasn't like, oh my God, no. All right, y'all. Shall we? Oh, hi, Katrina. How are you? I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed the meditation. So it's for the community, it's $33 a month, and that gets you they're like, it's on the Stan Store, but really everybody's in the WhatsApp community because it's just easier to chat back and forth. And you get a workshop. It's like an hour and a half and a 20-minute meditation live with me every month. Plus, I'm always chatting in the chat. Like if people have questions about dreams or anything else, we talk about those, or they're struggling with manifestation or something like that. Like you have access to me. Holy bull, so hot, but I'm thirsty. Hi, All About Love. How are you? You stayed awake for some time to attend your live. Oh, okay. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. Where are you? Where are you at? Okay, so let's do some readings, shall we? Gabby, what was your question? You're in India. Welcome. Oh my, I would be fast asleep. How does June look for you? Okay, sorry, I forgot that you mentioned that earlier because I was like, okay. Are you having stomach stuff right now? Because I'm just trying to figure out if this is a June thing or if this is a now thing. That's weird. That's not you, though. That was me. Sorry. Because I feel just a little bit nauseated. Like my stomach is a little off. Is your stomach okay? Oh, it comes on randomly. Okay. And then I also have like a lot of sinus pressure here, more on my right side above my eyebrows. And then I kind of feel pressure in my teeth too. So that would mean like it's full here. Are you having sinus issues, like allergies? I do think in June you should watch this is not the whole reading, so please don't think this is it. Like, okay, Todd, moving on. But upper right tooth molar. If you have a wisdom tooth, it's your third from the back. If you don't have wisdom teeth, it's your second from the back. I say that because I don't have wisdom teeth. Those came out when I was 16. Yes, sinus pressure. Okay. Just watch that tooth in particular. So I wouldn't say if it's bothering you this immediate, like especially if you have a lot of sinus pressure. But like, I feel like in June, if it's bothering you, go in and get it looked at. To me, it feels like if you have, sorry, like say there's a crown there, an old filling there, it feels like there's leaking or something. Like it doesn't feel like something that's brand new. It feels like an old thing that sort of needs to be addressed. Just keep hearing like something, like I'm rubbing against something. Sorry. I can't figure out what this is. It's driving me crazy. Sorry. And there's nothing in my seat. It sounds like a tiny amount of like a little bit of plastic or something, like, you know, when it like, but it's not. There's like nothing back here. Sorry. So annoying. Okay, maybe it's my shoulders. I don't know. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Just ignore my weirdness. With the nausea, I feel like you might benefit from just making sure you're getting like so fiber really helps you stay full and helps like regulate your blood sugar better. I mean, protein's great or whatever, but I just feel like maybe you're getting, it's like the nausea is coming on as like a little bit of there's a drop in your blood sugar. It's like a hunger cue, but instead of feeling hungry, you're feeling a little nauseous. Hi, Jillian. How are you? You had your first cavity last year, but it's been bothering me sometimes. Is that where it's at? The like upper right? Yeah, your doc says the nausea can happen with medication as well. Oh, okay. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. Okay. So I feel like in June you might have to have that kind of addressed. I wonder if you look up that medication and look up like blood sugar regulation or blood sugar, like does it affect your blood sugar or something like that? If it would come up with saying like, yeah, it can cause dips in your blood sugar because it feels low rather than being high for me. And I'm wondering if it's connected to that and if that would all be, you like circumvent that side effect just by eating, making sure you have like a high fiber diet with high fiber with every meal. I wonder if that's not connected. I feel like June is going to be better. I feel like in June I'm focusing on creating consistency and a routine. In it, like I feel like I know it's kind of warm where you're at, but at least I think it is. You know, getting out more, walking, creating more self-care routine for you. And I just think part of that is just being postpartum, and it's been a little chaotic for you, that it just feels like really just focusing on routine and consistency. And it's really hot there. I think let's see, what is the temperature here? It's 59 here today and rainy. It just feels like that actually helps a lot with your mood. It's just creating consistency. Oh, I know what this is. Sorry. You would think this is probably TMI, but my bra is like a little different material than I normally wear. And I think it's like more of it's just different. It's different. And I think that's what I'm hearing. And I think my ears are just so attuned to everything that you're going to be like, I think my shirt and that connected is like, they're just the different materials. Cause there's like my shirt is ribbed and so annoying and weird. And I know y'all don't care. And whatever. It's like my brain goes, you have to figure out what this is. You have to figure it out. Solve it. Solve the problem. Even walking around 8:30 p.m. just because it's cooler, but it's good for me to fresh air for myself. Yeah, I see you doing that, but I also see you because I see you pushing the stroller. So I feel like you're going to be out with your kids doing it too. So maybe that you're even doing a couple walks a day, or you guys create a routine where you're doing a lot of those things. If we feel connected to something deeply, always doesn't mean we are mentioned to have it or do it. Let me finish this reading and then I'll want to ask you for clarity on that one. So, I just feel like everything is calmer next month. I even feel English. I even feel as though, like, as I saw your husband's kind of energy pop in and his energy pop in, and it feels like I just really feel like you're feeling better. Like, I don't feel anxious. I just feel like normal. Everything's like status quo and doing well. I feel like that's good, right? Oh, wait, don't delete your comments. Leave them there. I was going to address it. Please don't delete comments. You're very, very welcome. Okay. If we feel connected to something deeply, always does it mean we are about to have it or do it? Meaning, like, can you give me an example? And your name is totally keeps you anonymous, so you're fine because you don't have like any. I mean, unless you're born in 2014, but I don't feel like you're 12, so. Yeah, it sounds like it's snagging because my shirt is ribbed, and then the material of my bra is more, not that you guys care, but it's like more of a, it's not like a smooth. It's got, it also has a little bit of a texture to it. I don't know. So now that's like all I can hear. Oh my God. I'll never wear this combination again. Okay, sorry. I know y'all don't care, but like my sensory stuff is on fire. It just drives me bananas. And it's always my auditory stuff, like where I'm like, fuck, I can hear it. So at the rink the other day, there's this woman who skates there. She's an Olympian, and one day she came over because she's coaching somebody I skate with, and she's really, really nice. But I had done a reading for her, but like unintentional, not paid reading. It was just kind of like her grandma came in when we were at her house, and I was like, hey, blah, blah. And so she brings over this woman who's this Olympian, and she's like, and tells me the story about her own grandmother. And I was like, I'm in the middle of a lesson. Like, I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, that's nice that you're really connected. But then all of a sudden yesterday she's coaching, or Friday, she's coaching somebody else. And her grandmother's there like bugging me, which is like very distracting when I'm skating, I have to tell you. And I couldn't focus because she wouldn't leave me alone. And then I was just hearing like every single sound until I went over and was like, hey, your grandma's here. Like every sound. Like where my ears will only focus on, like, it's just like, it sounds so loud when people are cutting across the ice. I don't know. Okay, let's see what you have to say. We feel deeply connected. Okay, something that feels important to you intuitively. Does it mean it's meant to be? Or is it the purpose? Can you give me an exact? Because yes and no. And so that's why I want an exact of what you mean. Like, what's the important thing to you intuitively? Because there's like, without knowing specifics, there's like, you can be connected to it in a past life. It means that like sometimes it's not necessarily meant for you, but like it's a potential. Okay, Fred. I hate that idea of like your life purpose, or that like you have a purpose in life, a particular career or deep desire to have a child or anything. I mean, yes and no. This is like a broader answer than, so, okay. I don't believe we have a particular purpose in life. I believe that we plan some aspects of our life before we come down. And you sort of see that in your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. You can see it, like the mapping of it, but it's potentials. It doesn't have to be, right? I also believe, I'm going to use myself as an example because it's like, this is why I believe the way I do. So like, I have always been drawn to medicine, like always, like loved learning about the human body. I find it incredibly fascinating, watched surgery channels and things like that when I was young, and my family thought I was weird because I was like, this back surgery is so fascinating, or look at the eyeball surgery, or like, I just was absolutely, I think the human body is so incredibly fascinating and fantastic. Um, and like what it's capable of, how it can heal itself, just how everything works together, um, how it overcomes like trauma and how it compensates, and just everything. It's like fantastic. And I thought when I was like 6, I wanted to be a doctor. And then like at a point, my dad's like, you're not gonna be a doctor. And I don't know if it was because he didn't think I was smart enough, or which I am. And then I ended up going into nursing, but like I changed majors from nursing to healthcare administration for a while because I really did not want to study, also because I have terrible executive function I didn't know I had. And um I had like a tug to kind of go back to it, but I didn't listen to it. And then I heard a voice outside of my head that said I was going to change schools and go. But that's like a whole other story. But it's like, I feel like if you're really, really meant to do something, there's like, you can try your best to run away from it and you will be dragged straight back into it. Like, it's not just a pull. Like, I mean, you can literally try and do everything you can to not do it. And you will steered right back into it. I think when we have a desire to do something, the potential's there. So that's just like with the idea of manifesting. If you want to manifest something, that means that somewhere in some lifetime parallel experience, which there's infinite of them and everything exists really, you can for sure bring that in. Okay, I'll check the payments. I don't know if that answers your question, but I don't believe in purpose, like in the sense of like this idea of like we have one purpose, because quite literally everything that you do is your purpose. That conversation with some stranger who might have totally like changed the path of their day by passing on some kind of like wisdom that you didn't even know, is like you heard about some really cool thing and it passed on something to help them on their own journey. Like I could immediately say like, well, this is my purpose to be a psychic medium or medical intuitive or whatever you call it. And at the same time, like, isn't being a mom just as purposeful, or being a friend, or like whatever, right? Okay, let's get back to the list. Catherine, thank you for typing your question. And then I'm just going to check payments really quick. Okay, Violets, I got yours. And Gia, I got yours. Did you say you sent one in? Oh, Fred, let me see if I got yours. Fred, did you send it to the one with a picture of a butterfly, or? Oh, I got yours. Never mind. It was just before that one. Okay. So let me do this. Oh, wait, I did that already. Okay. Is yours makeup or? Yes, that's yours. Okay. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Okay, sounds good, Violets. Okay, so okay, I got it all. I think I got y'all. Okay, so Catherine, should I apply out of state schools for 2027 or is there good signs I'll get into a teaching assistant funded program in state for fun? Both. Um I don't know why I'm seeing like a lounge. Like I feel like I'm in like a loungy bar. So I don't understand that. I think you'll get both though. I mean, I think you'll apply out of state, and it's not a should thing. It's like think what will happen is you'll apply out of state, and you'll also be offered uh, a teaching position. Um, I feel like you'll take the teaching thing, but then defer your enrollment for a semester or two out of state. I think you'll end up doing both. Happy to be wrong. I read for a client yesterday or Friday night, and she was really funny because she was like, the last time I read for her, I said like I was like, oh, I see you like when you're gonna stay in that apartment, you know, you're gonna move, but you're gonna move close to where you're at. And she was like, no way. I would like at the time when she was like, I'm not, I'm moving. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. And then she's looking to move like closer. She wants to stay in the area she's at, which I thought was funny. But I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you if you want me to be wrong. Because I've been on the other end where someone gives me some information and I'm like, fuck that. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, and then it is. The teaching thing is a teaching assistant that is fully funding program. Yeah, I read that. I just sometimes it's just easier to, but I feel like what'll happen is you'll take that, defer your enrollment, and then do the enrollment at the out of state. Happy to be wrong. Okay for me to be wrong, but that's what I feel. What's your second question? So you're saying that I would take the in-state, decide to go take the in-state, you'll do that, and then for whatever reason, you'll defer the enrollment and do like I feel like you're going to do both, which sounds weird, right? Because the in-state is an in-state, like fully, like you're, but maybe it's that I have no idea. I don't understand it. Don't understand why I get it both that you're deferring, but I don't know. So it's like maybe you start in-state and then finish out of state. I don't know. You're welcome. What's the second question? Oh, remember to like, because we're going to pretend that that matters here. I don't know that any of it matters, but why not? Should I stay on my creative writing path or do a more academic master? Um, how about we'll say instead of should, because should feels like I don't really care what you do. I got to be honest with you. Like for the most part, like I said with the nursing thing, they were like, you got to do that, and I think because uh, that brought me on a path to do certain things, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I needed that wisdom and knowledge to do the medical mediumship. I have no idea. But like they weren't letting me out of that one as much as I tried to get out of it. Um So instead of should, it's like what would uh, what would you enjoy more? What would be most beneficial? Um, so I feel like you'll stay on the creative writing path, and I feel like it gives you more outlets or potential down the road. It doesn't pigeonhole you as much as maybe you think it will. Sorry, sound. Okie dokie. All right, Miss Regine, what's your question? I think you're gonna say, as always, a general. Oh, there you go. I feel like very connected to your ancestors lately. Fabulous. Hold on a moment. I found myself talking and singing to them in a way I never did before. What's the energy there, please? You believe that? Okay. You're welcome, Catherine. No general today. Wow. Okay. I want to say this, though. I don't know. When you did the meditation this morning, did you get anything connected to any of this? Just curious. Don't tell me exactly what it is, but yes or no is fine. And then I'll probably go, just say yes to the meditation so I understand that, or no. So I hear that they've been with you the whole time. And some of what you've been getting actually intuitively has been from them, like when you're doing your readings. I typically am somebody who's like, no, they're not your guides. But I feel like these particular ancestors are generations enough back and enough removed from being in corporeal status that they can act more like guides. And it feels like more like guides on learning to trust yourself. I feel like you are, my sense that like they're showing me, I should say, is that you are cycle breaking and sort of going back to the roots of your ancestry through doing your spiritual practices. The way they're showing me is the singing is offering a vibration for them to float on energetically and makes it easier for your connection with them. Does that resonate? And you did get information on it. So keep doing what you're doing. Follow your intuition. When we did the workshop, one thing that one of the people mentioned was like, oh, I'm like always doing this. Like it felt so natural for her to connect in with her intuition. And because we did like little exercises on reading, energy reading, kind of like learning how it comes in. And because I believe you learn through doing rather than just listening to me lecture. So I think what we learn is like when we start to connect in is that like it is totally natural. It's super normal, right? It's not super like this thing that's outside of us. It's always been with us if you just learn how to understand it or receive it, right? If you haven't liked the live yet, please do so. Okay, and then if you aren't purchasing a reading for a private, whatever, if you stay, I'll let you pick out one of my oracle decks and I'll do a reading for you for free. Do you have a second question? I mean, I know you have one, but do you want to offer it? the next few months. Do you want to look at a specific topic? Because otherwise it feels like I'm just like, and I think I said this in this summer. Okay. Do you want to, let's do categories then. Cause I can't like, otherwise just swim around. It's like, well, here's your diet. And really, unless you have a need for it, which I don't think you need. I feel like you've had sorry, a lightening of the energy. So June feels kind of like status quo, kind of where you're at. I don't feel much of a change in the energy. It just feels like I'm trucking along. I'm okay. Perfect. Is the plan for her to move in July? Because I feel like a lightning, not like lightning bolt, but like a lightening of the energy. Light her. Um, um, I feel like however things work out, it might be July. Because June, I don't feel like a shift in the energy. It feels like, I don't want to say closed. It feels there. Like it's just there. Like that's like if I was books on a bookshelf, it's just a book, right? And July feels like it's got a glow around it, a light around it. I don't know any other way why it shows up the way it does. That's just how it feels. So to me, if it's just like a book on the shelf, it's like status quo. I'm doing the same. It's neither bad nor good. It is just June. Um, yeah. And then July feels like a bright light. It feels a lightening of the energy. It feels good. Um, and I heard she's happy. So when she comes in, I feel like she'll be really happy to be there. It doesn't feel like it's this massive hard transition for her. I do feel it's a little bit more of a transition for you only because it's just having a child is changes you. And not in a bad way, but like um there'll be some growing pains in a way. Not terrible, just like getting used to it. That's all. New routines, new patterns. Um, yeah. And I feel like I have to say, like, I feel like it's more of an adjustment for you than it is for her. I feel like she settles in pretty quickly and is okay. You will do a great job. I just feel like it's more of an adjustment for you because it's just different than anything you've ever done. And your whole world will be flipped upside down. Not in a bad way. It's just different. Um, and August feels more, again, then I go back to more settled, more status quo. Financially and work wise, you're going to be fine. Um, as far as enrolling her in school, there's something with paperwork that there might be like a little snafu with paperwork, but it will get worked out. Tiffany, what's your question? Or Lucked and Lovely? I don't know why I just randomly got that. You know that anybody seen Steel Magnolias where Sally Field is doing that big like by the graveside scene where she just has this total meltdown and she's like, why? Why? Where she's like melting down. I don't know. It's like this whole like crying. She goes to crying and then she gets angry and okay, Jillian, I'll look for it. Like that just randomly popped in my head. Okay, I got, and Katrina, I got yours too. Um, okay, so I have a similar question. Baby is due in August, and I want to know what summer looks like through August. Yay! I'm so happy. Is she due on August 2nd? Um, June is the same for you. I feel like maybe you might have some reflux issues starting in June, though. I just felt a little nauseous connecting in with you, but I don't feel like you're having morning sickness anymore. Due on August 21st. La, la, la. She might come a tiny bit early. That still should be well within your like 37 weeks is considered term. It's early term, but it's term. It's not considered preterm. Um, I feel like July's like intentionally slowing down, like you're needing to rest more. Like I don't know if you're maybe taking more of your clients, like like doing them online instead of meeting in person or working from home more. But I feel like needing more rest and intentionally. So I don't know if it's that maybe you're having like prodromal labor or if you're like or this a prodromal contraction, something like that. Uh or I don't know exactly what it is. All my clients are online. I work from okay. So it just maybe that you're like I don't know. I just feel like doing more rest and kind of being in more, like intentionally, kind of more bed rest. So I'm not 100% certain on that. I don't think that anything's wrong. I just feel like it's sort of a choice, maybe a like a just in case to take it easy a little bit more. Ask your doctor about with the acid reflux. Um, ask about Pepsid. That's an H2 blocker. I think I alternated Pepsid and famotidine. Um, I had to have because I had to sit straight up while I was pregnant because, um, because I was like choking in my sleep on reflux. It was so bad, so I had to like, and even then when I was sitting up, it would still wake me up. But I like literally had to sit straight up and sleep straight up. But I feel like that Pepsid might be helpful for you. Um, but ask your doctor just in case in the last 9 years something has changed where it's not safe for pregnancy. Um, but I just feel like resting more bed rest, more kind of, and maybe it's that July ends up being really hot because I keep feeling like staying where it's cool inside. You said hip pain when you're sleeping. It was funny. I thought about that where I was like, oh, but um, like the more babies you have, like the more relaxed your ligaments are, they just kind of fall back into place real easily. So like my third pregnancy, my hips hurt really bad because everything was just loose. So it just feels like that might be all that is. I would, if I were you, it's not even just a pregnancy pillow. You can get pillows to where like you're gonna pack them kind of behind you so that you're rolled back a little. So instead of being like this on your side, you're kind of leaned back a little bit more. Um, lay on your Left side. Yeah, left side. That'll help with the reflux. It's just like, but if you're right on that 90 degree, it's going to hurt your hip more. And then also make sure you put pillows between your legs and your ankles to help sort of prop up. That'll help. And then also hug a pillow. And you can ask your husband to help shove the pillows behind you so you can kind of roll back into them. I mean, you can also hold rolls of washcloths. Like, and there's all kinds of ways to be so ridiculously comfortable when you sleep. You would never think about it. But I feel like just staying in a lot of air conditioning. So I have a feeling July is going to be really hot. Sorry. But I also feel like easy delivery. I don't feel like it's going to be terrible. I feel like it's going to be an easy, pretty by the book delivery. And I don't feel like she's going to be that big. She feels kind of tiny to me. I will tell you that. So I had 3 epidurals. My first 2 totally took, was like numb as all get out. And my third one did not. And I knew at the minute he put it in, and I told him it wasn't in right. And he's like, no, that's the way it's supposed to feel. Didn't ever ask me. So, it was fine for me. I woke up and I was like, it's time. And the resident was like, you still have half a centimeter. And I looked at her and I said, respectfully. And I like literally just like this, respectfully, I know your rules, but my body says it's time. And I think it was like 3 pushes. I feel like you will be fine. It will be okay. I don't feel like you'll be medicated. I do feel like you'll have an IV in your hand. And I feel like you have a really great L&D nurse who like is into like positions, and like she really loves what she does. And I recognize that that's rare that someone's like, I didn't know I was having contractions either. So like I would only ever felt like 1 or 2 contractions with all 3 of my labors. So I don't know. Maybe that's rare, but like it's like that feeling of like you'll be fine. I don't see you writhing around in pain. I feel like you like are good. Jackie, I don't know what you sent me, a money request rather than a payment. So I don't know if you want to redo that. Okay. Be early. What's your question? And I'm so glad that, like, how many weeks are you now? You're welcome. Tiffany, how many weeks are you? Sorry. Rude. Not you, me. Oh, there you are. Be early. I see yours. Okay. I have 2 auditions upcoming in June, so currently trying my best to prepare for them. I'm a musician. How's the energy looking for me in that regard? Any advice from my guides? Thank you. 27. Yay! That's so far along. I love that for you. Okay. Can you give me, okay, you have two. Can you tell me, do they have different dates? Can you just give me the dates of them so I can separate them somehow energetically? You don't have to tell me what they're for. I don't really care about that. It just gives me a way of like pushing the energy in one way or the other. Okay, first one is on the 11th, and the second one is on the 12th. Okay, thank you. I feel like the 11th is harder for you. Uh, it feels like maybe that one's more in the evening, and it just feels like it feels like there's a lot of people there, and maybe it wasn't that smooth of a trip getting there, and I just feel like I almost feel like lost in the crowd. Um, and it's not that you're not good. I just feel like your voice kind of, and I don't know if this is like literally you're singing, but it's like energetically, right? You're the feeling of like your voice getting like sort of muffled or feeling that it's getting muffled. Um, I feel like the 12th goes much, much better. And mostly because you're like, I don't feel like you did bad on your audition, but it just feels like I don't walk away feeling great about it. Right. So I feel like you played well or but it feels like there's again, it's just a lot of people. So it's that feeling of like, I don't know if I'll even get seen or whatever, something like that. The 12 feels better and it feels like it goes better because it's like, it's just smooth and easy. I want to challenge you to do repetitive affirmations, right? And I say that because I feel like there's an energy around you of like maybe imposter syndrome. Okay, you're a pianist and you're accompanying singers. Okay, so that's um I also feel like the piano you're going to be playing is a little out of tune on the 11th. It's like one of my puppies. My mom's basically a concert pianist, right? So I grew up falling asleep to her playing all kinds of stuff and like practicing and then like playing the pieces and then going, ah, like, like getting mad. um, but like I can hear when stuff is out of tune. I can hear when notes are missed or played too fast or like because that's just my ear was trained for it. I can't play a lick. But I mean, I can play little things. I used to be able to play a tiny bit more, but not much more. But it it feels like it's like the piano is a little out of tune, and I can like it's funny. I didn't see you as playing a piano. I heard it as a guitar and like when the strings are just like not right, and it's a string instrument, and so I just like I feel like that might be a little frustrating for you because I feel like that might be a pet peeve of yours where other people play through it and it doesn't really bother them that much, but I feel like it's like hearing nails on a chalkboard for you. Um, but the 12th, it just feels like it goes so much better. It's just nicer and it feels like I walk out of there feeling more confident. Challenge, right? So I would say you don't have to visualize, you don't have to feel anything. Like there's all kinds of techniques you can use to manifest whatever you want, but like repetitive, just repeating affirmations over and over and over and over again is great. It works because it's your dominant thoughts that manifest. And so if it's out of tune, it grates on your nerves a little. Yeah. We went to a talent show for, it was like put on by the elementary school, but it was like at the middle school, and they had just like a little upright. And I was like texting my mom, like, it's out of tune. Oh my God, it's out of tune. Like I can't, like they just don't, oh, it just sounds so terrible. And I feel bad because these little kids are like, they put their heart and soul into it. And I was like, can we just splurge for a tune? Like a tuning of it. Yeah. So I feel like, okay, so affirmation, sorry. Everything went really smooth. We really stood out. Something like that. On the 12th is a place nearer to my current city, and one of the juries heard me before. Okay, perfect. So it just feels easier. I would say like for the 11th, especially, like, oh, it went really well. I was received really well. Even if I didn't feel like I stood out, I really did stand out to the judges or jury, however you want to put it. Something like that. It's like you can do one where it's like, even if I don't feel like it went well, it did. I was able to shine. I was able to show up, and really be seen. I mean, you can always do the same thing for both of them. So like, I mean, literally I will just walk around going, let me think of one of my affirmations that I don't want. I don't really care if anybody knows about it. Well, I have some around my daughter. Just about her doing well in school. Just repetition. And the reason why I know that repetition works, first of all, think about how you learn the piano, right? How you learn to read and play at the same. It's repetition. It's muscle memory. Well, this is kind of like a muscle memory, even though your brain's not really a muscle, but just repetition over and over and over and over. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to, just like, you just do it until it just becomes the natural thought. So for me, if I were you, I would be like, oh, it went really well. I always stand out when I play piano. People always really love how well I do. I'm the perfect accompanist. Like accompanist, I can't say that. Accompanist. You're accompanist. That's not right though. Sorry, I'm struggling with that because it just doesn't roll off the tongue. Accompanist, right? That's it, right? That's what I would say, because then that encompasses the idea, right, already that you do great there. Because if you're the perfect one, if you're the best one, who cares if you're if you're like, oh no, there's so many good ones. Just say you're the best. Who cares? Accompanist. Okay. Just say you're the best. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, it's okay to say that. It's okay to be like, you're lying to yourself if you feel like, I'm the worst. Like, why do people are okay with saying they're the worst? Why not just say you're the best? I'm the best. It's fine. Who cares? You make good music. You don't want to, you do. You make amazing music. You make fabulous music. You're an incredible musician. That's it. I am an incredible musician. People fucking love my music. They love listening to me play. They absolutely are blown away by my abilities. Start saying that over and over and over again, because that sort of rolls into the idea that you're going to stand out. I always stand out. Whenever I'm auditioning, I always stand out. Keep them short so that they're easy to repeat. So it's like one of those things that you can just do on repeat. You can, while you're doing them, you can listen to the 4 to 7 hertz music, because that's supposed to put it into your or theta waves. I think it's like that. Something it's like 4 to 7 hertz theta waves is what you'd look up. I think they have them on Spotify. I'm pretty sure I've listened to them on there before, and then they for sure on YouTube. You can listen to that while you're doing them because supposedly it puts it into your subconscious quicker. But like, spend 10 minutes a day, 3 times a day. Each minute, do a different affirmation, or every 2 minutes, do a different affirmation. So you do 5 total affirmations that are just repeated over and over and over again. When you find yourself spiraling or thinking like, oh no, what if I worry? Be like, no, it doesn't matter because, and then just start repeating your affirmations. I know this works because I've looked at my life at the times where I've just said stuff over and over and over again, even though I had no proof of it being true, and it showed up. One of them being pregnancy. So I'm very careful about not repeating things that I don't want. Okay. You're very welcome. Okay, Fred, what's your question? And it isn't that I'm embarrassed about my affirmations. I want to say this. Like, it's more so that when you share what you are manifesting, first of all, if you have the desire to manifest something or bring it into your life, then that means it exists out there somewhere as a possibility, like as a life that's already happening. So, because like time doesn't really exist, everything happens all at once, everything creation is already finished. But like, you don't need somebody in your ear going, well, I don't know. One thing my mom will say, and I think this is funny, I love her very much, and I'm not judging her for it. But she used to say this when I was a kid too. I remember it'd be like, why? She's like, I'd never want to win the lottery because then you'd have to pay taxes. I'm like, you're paying taxes anyway. Like, who cares? And like, you'd have the money to pay the taxes. She said something the other day and she goes, not the other day, but like recently. And she said, well, I wouldn't want to be like when I have a lot of money or be really rich because then people will just, they're always asking for money. I was like, people ask you for money no matter what, like meaning my sisters. So I was like, what do you, she goes, oh, well, that's true. I was like, let all that stuff, all these belief systems go. But what you don't want is somebody else's belief system seeping in. If you're just like, I want to be a well-known pianist. Well, like, someone's out there that's going to be like, well, it's really tough. It's really competitive. And you don't need that. So that's why you keep it all to yourself. Like, I don't need to hear what somebody else's limitations are about how much money I want to make or how successful I want to be or whatever I want my dream to be. I don't need anybody else to dirty up my rug, Okay. Sorry, Fred. I've been getting rashes all over. Any insights on what it might be causing? I'm not sure if it's food related. So I do feel like part of it is connected to it's like a combination of stuff. So some of it feels more related to just seasonal allergies. Like there's and then I almost feel like a contact dermatitis. So something with either a detergent or something on your clothes. I mean, I'm leaning towards you having maybe a histamine issue just because of the way this is coming through, where it's like, oh, sorry, my face is really itchy. I noticed last time I was like itching my nose a lot. And then then all of a sudden I felt really itchy, but hi, Livin. So I feel like this is sort of happening. Have you started? I'm going to say this yet because I feel like if you haven't, you will, but like hormone replacement therapy. Because my sense is that this shift is coming from like, so you can have a histamine sensitivity that shows up because of trauma. You can have it because of um, a viral infection, a change in environment. So um, stress or hormonal shifts. And to me, it feels like a hormonal shift that sort of created this chaos, if you will. Um, I saw wine. Wine is high in histamine. Um, I feel like it's just a drop in your hormones, like being perimenopausal, that sort of created that. So it might be something where um, I would, if I were you, because I'm the experimenting junkie that I am, um, either take like a Zysol or I mean, I always say a Benadryl first, but don't stay on Benadryl. Just do it as like a one-time thing. And you can do a pediatric dose of 12 and a half milligrams. You don't have to take a full adult dose of like 50 milligrams, which is insane, and then be knocked out for however long. 12 and a half milligrams still make you sleepy, but I feel like it will reduce. A new birth control could do that. A shift in your hormones could do that. Yeah. And not because it's necessarily an allergic reaction. It can just be that your body doesn't clear histamine very well. Or like, um, I would, if I were you, to test it, is try taking a Benadryl and see if some of the symptoms subside. Maybe it doesn't go away all the way, but some of the itchiness with it, or the like sometimes contact dermatitis feels like really dry and like painful. That's what I would do. And then if that works, don't keep taking Benadryl. Just you can start looking at high histamine foods and talking to your doctor about maybe shifting to a different um, birth control. Because to me, I don't feel like it's like the reactions are like a Hy-Vee type thing, like of a true, genuine, like, uh, allergic response. You're very welcome. Okay. Violets, Sagittarius. You said something you wanted to know, and I think you left it up there. So let me just look at it. Um, where are you, Violet? Really? Didn't you? No, am I wrong? Give me a second. Maybe you didn't. Oh, and then someone said something about just because I don't want to dismiss you, I want to like acknowledge that you wrote this. Oh, when you said you have a friend who says they feel connected to her future husband a lot and deeply just wants her partner or soulmate. Um, I feel like you can connect in with divine partner, something like that before they step in. Just like I could feel my babies before my girls, before like well before they were here. Um, I think that can happen. I just think it's a knowing that it's there that should help. Just maybe pass this along. Should help reassure her that it's coming, but don't feel rushed because there may be things that need to happen in order to come into like the perfect union rather than the rushed, not ready union just to be in union. I don't know. Oh, there you are. Okay. I feel unseen at work and it feels like everyone there takes me for granted. I'm not sure if I have to keep going and eventually I'll get a promotion, or if I should consider looking for another job. Nope, I don't think you should do either. I don't know that this is psychic, but this is like, I've had clients who, I had a client long, long time ago. Her name was Jess. And she was very, very sweet and wonderful and amazing. And she was like, I'm going to move to California, so it'll be better in California. And then she like kind of came in and I was like, oh, I don't know, you're going to like run into the same stuff. And she ran into the same stuff she was dealing with on the East Coast. And now I get it, because it's like our beliefs create our reality. And so like if you don't heal some of that stuff, then like it just keeps showing up in different ways in all areas of our life. And I would say, I don't feel like you're going to leave. I feel like you're going to take this nugget of advice and start doing this. Just do repetitive affirmations. I am seen, I am valuable, I'm worthy. Carly, how are you? You are not too late. I am seen. It's good to see you. See you. I always say that, and I'm like, but I don't see anybody, but I see you. I would do like, I am seen, I'm valuable and worthy. My bosses totally love me. They always value my work. They always see what I'm doing. They like put it into terms of short, succinct, as if it's already happened. Don't put in any stipulations about how it's got to happen. It'll just come into play. Like, so, I'm always chosen, meaning I don't ever get passed over. You can say, I don't ever get passed over because I'm always chosen, right? If you're not writing this down, go back and watch this and write them down. I would say, I'm always compensated for the work that I do, because you want to get those bonuses, because you want to get those raises, because it's not every thought that you ever have that creates your reality, but it is your most dominant thoughts that do create your reality. I would also say I'm always the first choice for promotions. I'm always the first choice for promotions. Bam. I like the idea of baby stepping, especially when you're new at it, especially when you haven't seen how powerful you are and that this stuff works, because it's really hard to go from like when I was really, really exhausted every day and I couldn't figure out, like I literally couldn't keep my eyes open. It was the worst. I couldn't go from like I have zero energy and zero desire to like get out of bed because I really just want to sleep all day, to I have the most energy in the world. Look how happy I am. Like that was like, how do I cannot get myself past what's happening right now. So instead I did the workaround of like, I'm ready for the day. And that seemed to help. So stop saying you feel stuck. Don't say you feel stuck. Drop that out of the vocabulary. Sometimes I also want to say this too, is like, sometimes I've had people say that they feel stuck like in like, and I'm always like, know that there's always some growth that's happening, even in the quiet moments. Like I welcome the quiet moments now. I don't sit there and go, oh no, it must mean. I just welcome them. I'm like, I know that there's something, like it's like a marinade or like a nice braised meat, right? Like it's just low and slow. That's okay. That doesn't mean nothing's happening. If I look out at my plants that I just put out on my balcony, they don't look like they've really grown. Does that mean they're not growing? No, you just can't always see it. That's okay. It's all good. So I love my job. I'm valued. I'm worthy. I always get to stretch and grow. I'm really enjoying the growth in my job. But the more you focus on I'm stuck, that has to happen and continue to happen and continue to show up. Like it just does. So you don't have to be toxically positive about it. Like literally, you don't have to believe in these statements you're saying. Just say them over and over and over. I bought these. This will be embarrassing, but I bought these little finger counters because I will sit and just like click, say them and click, say them and click, say them and click, because then I can be like, oh, look how many times I said it. But it just, like, if I'm just sitting there, I'd rather I'm thinking all day anyway. Like literally, I'm thinking all day anyway. Why am I going to not think in my favor? Why am I not going to be intentional about those thoughts now? Now that I understand all this, why not be intentional about it? You don't even have to know the how. Like, just make it as easy as possible. You don't have to know the how. You don't have to think in the end state. The end state doesn't have to be this whole visualization thing. Sometimes we get stuck on that, like, and you want to create a whole story around it. You want to like make it like you don't have to make the whole movie. Just I make $1,000 a day. I make 1,000. I don't have to know how. I don't know how to. Doesn't mean I'm going to be an OnlyFans person. Just trying to think of like different things. Although, I don't know. Doesn't I'm just kidding. Not OnlyFans. I was thinking the feet pics. Like, yeah, maybe. Just kidding. But like, I make $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. I make $1,000 a day. I don't have to believe it. I'm just going to say it over and over and over and over again, right? I don't have to believe that I'm like the most amazing psychic medium out there, but I'm going to say it over and over and over again. I'm telling you, that's one way of like that I started saying my readings are always really accurate. People love my readings. Just would say them over and over. This is like years ago. I didn't feel any way about it. I didn't believe it. I just said it. Like, just say it. You don't have to have a feeling around it. You don't have to know the plan. You don't have to see the whole thing. Just your end state would be, I'm always valued and worthy. Like, I'm just looking at what you read and I'm like, you're valuable. You're worthy. Everybody sees you. Everybody really appreciates the work that I do. Doesn't mean anybody has to like run around and put you on a chair and be like, look at our hero. It's just like, just appreciation. That's okay. And then once you realize that works, you do it with everything. Like, I'm like, what else am I going to do? Like, I always had a thought process around the house. Like just keeping the house neat and organized with 3 kids is really hard. So guess what? Always really hard. So I've like shifted that. I'm like, nope, super easy for me to do. Like, that's one I've done. I'm not embarrassed about that. Like, anybody who has kids like understands that, where I'm like, oh yeah, like, but I'm just going to decide that it's really easy. And I'm going to say it over and over and over and again. All right. I think it's Gia. You make up this now. What is your question? What messages does Spirit have for me regarding my kids' summer visitation with their dad for this year? So my kids don't want to go at all. Can you give me the first initials of their names? I don't need their whole name. You're welcome. And then you're going to come back here and you're going to be like, oh my God, Anna, it works. I even told my client on Friday night, I was like, because hers was around this guy she likes. And I was like, don't talk to him anymore. Don't say anything. Don't do anything out here, just all in here. I'm wearing my counter. And I was like, then you're going to come back to me and you're going to tell me. I want to hear. So I want to hear, because I think more people need to be bolstered that just doing something simple like this works. I don't know if I should make them go anyway. Okay, L and L. Can you give me the second letter in their names? Just only because it's the same first initial. Please don't tell me it's the same. My cousins. They both have legally changed them now, but they had the same first name, girls, named after my grandmother. I don't know why. There's like a weird name thing in my family. They had different middle names. Now they just legally go by them, because they always went by their middle names. When I found out they had the same first name, I was like, what the hell is wrong with my aunt and uncle? I mean, so much, really, truly, but you'll be back for sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. At least it's a little different, but they ended up changing them legally. Okay. You can delete that now if you want. I won't say their names out loud. Um, okay. For AR, I'll say it that way. How about that? Um, I feel like he is more resistant, set in his ways of like absolutely not wanting to go. I don't feel that as, and part of it feels like not wanting to be away from his friends. Um, I feel like he maybe butts heads more with dad. I feel like dad really likes to be in control. Um, like somehow that makes him powerful, but he doesn't realize like you, whatever. He won't get it. Doesn't matter. Um, IR feels like I feel like IR is more sensitive energetically and so is really picking up the stress of AR. Status control issues and anger issues. Um, does this fit like when I'm describing them personality wise? And so I feel like IR is more of the people pleaser, more of the just like want to keep everything copacetic. So I'll do whatever I can to like keep everything calm. I feel like they may come home early, but they will go. So I keep seeing 2 weeks. I know I'm good. I said the affirmations. See, I affirmed it. I manifested it. um, I have to tell you something. It's almost easier to be more confident this way. And what I'm saying is, I just throw it out there because, like, if I'm in front of somebody, I'm so worried about seeing a facial expression and then like because I saw so much stuff about people doing cold readings where I'm like, oh, so I try to teach people too when they're learning how to read, just say whatever, just say it doesn't matter, and like it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. Um, so I don't know, but yeah, I said the affirmation, say them. I'm telling you, it works. Uh, so oops. Um, are they supposed to go for? They're supposed to go for more than 2 weeks, but I feel like they'll be there only for 2 weeks. I feel like their father will be a little exasperated, like thinks it's easy. I want the responsibility, but then like when he has it, doesn't really want it. Like it's somehow to prove something to you, show something to you, whatever. It's some weird competition in his own little fat brain, bloviated brain. His visitation is only 2 weeks. Um, so they make it the 2 weeks. They might come home a little bit early, but I don't know that they'll do it next summer. How old are they now? Yeah. Hmm. He's all talk and no show in a lot of different ways. Um, they might do it next summer, maybe the summer after. Because I don't know. If there's ever another for me, he's going to be a follow through kind of person. Otherwise, never again. Ugh. Yeah. So it almost feels like too when they're a little bit older, um, they're gonna have a lot going on. So it feels like not necessarily wanting to go spend the 2 full weeks, or it'll be broken up or something like that, or he'll have an excuse for why it's he can't for that long. I wouldn't worry. Like, here's the thing. I see a lot of parents doing the most uh, because they feel slighted by their ex or whatever is trying to happen. And they want to make sure their kids know, blah, blah, blah. But if you just kind of stay quiet, your kids are going to figure out exactly who that man is. You don't need to tell them. Like in general, or if you're a man and you have a ex-wife that's like whatever, they will figure it out. You just be a solid source of like stability for them, right? Just be stability, just be a listener. You don't have to talk back, you don't have to do anything. Your kids will figure it out. And I'm saying that as a kid who went through divorce, who had parents who talked crap about each other all the time. I mean, my parents did a lot of things wrong. There's a couple things they did right. Just very few. But they did a lot of things wrong. And um I figured it out. I figured out what was what and who was who, and neither are perfect. But I only talk to my mom still now, and I lived with both, so it's not like, But you figure it out. So and it doesn't take that long. So I have full belief that your children will figure it out. Yeah. So you don't have to be like, um, you don't have to say anything. Like they'll get it. Um, Even like when you look at it with their friendships, right? I don't tell my kids who to be friends with and who not to be friends with, but I always say like, well, how does that make you feel? Well, do you like being friends with somebody who makes you feel that way? I don't say you shouldn't be friends with them. I can say that their friends make me upset. I'm like, well, that's upsetting. That would upset me. How does that make you feel? Because I want them to learn to make their own judgments about how people make them feel. So though that can go, they can take that knowledge and wisdom then and then use it throughout their life, whether it's with coworkers or people they date or their parents or whatever. Just learning to trust their own feelings about stuff. That it's okay. Like what can be okay for somebody else doesn't have to be okay for them. Okay, Jillian, what was your question? And then let me just check and see. Okay, I got Jackie for 2 and then Carly for 1. Wondering if my legal cases I have against people who harmed me badly will end soon. And talk to a lot of people important to me. Testify. Can't talk to a lot of people important to me. Testifying, and it's been over a decade for justice. The waiting is wearing on me. Okay. Can we break that up into um, how many cases is it? Just because if I can somehow again separate it, because otherwise it's like a tangled knot. Right. That's why I said you're saying you're asking me for the outcome of, and I can't do it if you're telling me a few. Like I need so um somehow delineate between them or pick one or something that because I get that, but like how many are there exactly? And so I just need a way to separate them. Right. But the timing may be different per person. So if you just want a general when is everything over, but like you'll be able to talk to some people in between. That's what like I'm going to tell you this. I don't feel like all of them will be over for 8 years, but some of them will be over before then. Because I got an eight, and 8 months feels a little too short for me for all of them to be sealed up, done, and ready to go. Um, I almost feel like one of them is going to end um, because somebody gets like very, very ill, not you. So it may be the person that you're suing gets really, really ill and passes or something is no longer, it no longer becomes a valid case. I feel like your fiance is a person you'll get to talk to soonest. And for whatever reason, that case feels like it's getting pushed up, pushed up, meaning like sooner and sooner. Um, I have to say, I feel like your fiance understands what's going on, but also feels a little bitter and resentful. Like just the separation. Not that it's going to end. I want to say that. I just feel like make sure that when you get back together, take time where none of that stuff is talked about, where you just enjoy each other and get to like spend time with each other and reconnect. Okay. Um, Katrina, what was your question? What does summer look like health wise for me? Finally got lab results, not to go into too much detail. They weren't terrible, but also not great. Um, I'm like stuck between the two. Sorry. Like where I'm like trying to figure out what's going on health wise. I'm like, sorry. Um, I will focus. So I just have to say this. I feel like the timing that they drew, like it feels like for hormonal levels was just slightly off. I don't know if you have like a cysts or something, but I feel like little bubbles, or maybe your follicular state was like not quite right. Um, or they were like empty, like follicles, something like that. Like maybe you aren't fully ovulating. That feels more right. Like maybe you're not ovulating with every cycle. That feels right. Um, I don't feel like it's terrible. I do feel like some lifestyle things will help. Um, it just feels like being more physically active, eating sort of a non inflammatory diet. Previous reading about insulin resistance is confirmed. Ha ha ha. Okay, great. So, ta da. Look up, this is the research you're going to do because this is what I was going to tell you. Not to say that I'm right, but I did affirm. When I tell you I practice the stuff I tell you guys to do, I practice the stuff I tell you guys to do. I don't, because I know it works. Like that's the only way that I know how to do things. I am not I am not very good at, yeah, you see everything on this face. So I couldn't tell you to do something and then like the guilt would eat at me. Okay. So I feel like going dairy free would be beneficial to you and gluten free. And I feel like increasing fiber in your diet will be very, very great for you. Okay, that's fine if you want to add more to the community later. So I start my day fiber loading. And I would not start here if you're not used to it. But I'm very conscientious about making sure I get enough fiber in my diet with every meal, because not because like, well, one, it helps clear out your body, right? Like helps, but and it feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut. And there's a gut brain connection. But also because it helps your blood sugar do this rather than okay. So like I decided, I was like, oh, I'm hungry. What I need, I would like fiber. So I had like a lentil soup. Lentils are great. They're high in fiber and protein. I always have this bread, carbonate bread, because it's high in fiber. So I'll have 2 slices in the morning with like make toast out of it. I don't never, ever eat sugar, but I'm conscientious about it. And I know when I eat it now, it really does make me feel like garbage if there's not fiber in there. Cause again, blood sugar. Look at benfotiamine version of vitamin B1. I have a vitamin B complex now that's not crazy, but all the B vitamins that can be methylated are methylated. And then the B1 is benfotiamine. And it's like 300 milligrams, which is like a safe whatever. But there's a theory, like look up what B1 does. It helps with ATP. It helps with insulin. I think, or glucose somehow, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like totally remembering it, but look it up. But you want it in the fat soluble form. So if it's fat soluble, just like D3K2, because you should have them together, not separate, you want to take it with a meal because it absorbs better with fat because it's fat soluble. Right? Okay. I would also take D3K2 because most of us don't have enough. You may need, when you get pregnant, progesterone. But those are the things I would do. And then walk. So, even if you can't walk after a meal, if you have insulin resistance, right? Even if you can't walk after a meal, do calf raises underneath. Like you literally can just bounce your legs up and down and it will work. It will help push the glucose into your cells instead of leaving it floating around and causing an insulin spike. Because what happens is the insulin is like, open the door, open the door, open the door, and it won't open. But if you're like active, right? But if you're sitting at your desk and you can't move, just bounce your knees up and down like a little busybody, right? And I'm telling you, it works. I have actual clinical proof it works for myself, and then they've done studies on it. But when I was I had to do a second glucose test because I failed my first one with my first pregnancy. And I was really panicked about it. And really, I should have just allowed myself to fail the second one so then I could have been treated correctly or monitored more, or whatever. I was a high risk pregnancy anyway, so I was already being monitored a lot. But I plummeted my blood sugar by doing that. So I got the sugary drink, whatever. And then, I mean, I think when they drew my blood sugar, like, so when I was driving home, I just felt like, I was like, oh God, I don't feel good at all. But when my number came back, I was like 41. So I plummeted it. I did the NPO. I did all of that stuff. Like I wasn't, so it works just because I just sat in the chair and waited and bounced my legs up and down. You've totally been doing that because I definitely sit so much. Right. Perfect. So even if you just need to do that, but fiber is your friend big time. So become one with fiber. Oh, so summer. Sorry. I just feel like you'll be doing all that. I feel like you'll really just be focusing on getting out more and doing that stuff and taking care of yourself. It doesn't feel terrible. I do feel like you'll be pregnant by the end of the summer. Your glucose test is in a week or two. Well, I'm not telling you how to cheat. I think yours is going to be fine. You're not going to have any issues. My sense is truly, within 6 weeks, your blood sugar stuff is going to be a non-issue. And because you're going to be doing all these things like eating the way I'm telling you to eat. Also, just cutting gluten out is like huge. Feels like a big game changer for you. I feel like you'll have like your cravings are going to drop significantly, but I also feel like the intrusive thoughts take a dive too. Like they don't. Yeah. I have to tell you, there's some really good gluten-free breads now. They used to be really terrible. A lot of them you still have to toast a little bit, but not as much as you used to have to. Like whatever. But you have better options now than you used to have. There's some really great bakeries. Pretty sure you're in New Jersey. There's some really great gluten-free bakeries. You could even try if you don't want to do totally gluten-free, do true sourdough. So like learn to do sourdough with where you feed, I don't know what they call it, where you feed it, because that actually, it has changes in it. You can also still do stuff just like with rice, soak it for 4 hours before. Same thing with beans, like beans you want to do overnight, but so you can make your own sourdough. The only reason why I haven't learned how to do that, because I think like, oh, that might be nice because I think the girls would really like it too, is I just don't need any other projects on my plate right now. Yeah. Okay. Jackie, what's your question? Did that answer your question enough for you? I hope so. You're welcome. Jackie, are you here? What's your questions? You have two. Sorry, I didn't post it for two, but you have two. If you want to put them both, it's not terrible. Mm-mm. then also you can affirm my body is balanced and healthy. My body, you don't have to believe it. Doesn't matter. Just say it over and over. Don't have to believe it. One of mine is my inflammation is gone. My inflammation is gone. Why? Because I know it works. Jackie, are you here? Do you want to ask your question? If not, Carly, do you want to ask yours? I heard that's very good sourdough at Aldi if you live by one. Ooh. Okay, what do I see with you being able to happily move, relocate? Do you see my money abundance increasing in June? The job promotion, new job. I feel like July actually. So it may be that maybe the pay raise doesn't start, the paycheck doesn't change until July, but it feels like July feels like more money. I don't know that it's a. I don't know that it's like. I don't know if you call it a promotion or if it's just a job switch with a title, but it's like not, it's like a, not a promotion this way. It's like a that way. So I don't know if you're like working with a new department or what. The reason why I say, sourdough starter, that's what it's called. The reason why I say like a true one versus, because not everybody, like commercial bakeries don't have flour they feed. So it's a little different. What do I see about you being able to happily move and relocate? I see moving in September. Isn't it assumed it's happy? Always under the assumption. I mean, I guess not. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. September. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know where I disappeared to there for a second. Yeah, not until September. Is there, I don't know if that makes sense. Hi, Queen of Moons. How are you? I'm going to do one more paid question, and then I was going to do the free Oracle card readings if anybody wants a free Oracle card reading. Unless you're dying to pay for a reading, and then I will be happy to take your payment. But Carly, what's your question? Does September make sense for moving out or moving? I'm hoping to move this summer. I've started looking. July. Oh, okay. Sorry, wrong person. Okay. Starting to look at a couple of places, but none that have felt right. I have another view for a unit in a new building this week. Just want to know if I'll find something for July 1st. You'll find something. I almost feel like it's right up to the line. I don't know why. I'm happy to be wrong, and I'm happy to say, like, I would love to be like, it's that apartment that you're looking at, but I almost feel like it's not going to be this building that you're looking at. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know if there's structural issues, but it feels twisted. You're welcome, Jackie. I don't know if that probably doesn't make any sense at all, but it feels twisted. I just realized how long I've been on here, and I'm going to want to go for a walk. It's been raining so much, I want to get out of the house. It's a new open this month, so there could be still a lot wrong with it once people move in. Or is there like a... Is there a twist to the building or something? I don't know. Why would it's like a twisting? I don't feel that you're going to love it, to be honest with you. Like, even new buildings carry weird energy with them. I lived in, like, when I was a travel nurse, they put you up in apartments, and like, they put me up. They were very nice. There was nothing wrong with the, like, but energetically, I did not like the apartment building. Like, it was a newer building too. It was on Riverside Boulevard. There's Riverside Drive and Riverside Boulevard in Manhattan. And it was like a great area, a great location. There was a little grocery store underneath it. But I just energetically did not love the building. All right. So then just like get a free reading on the Oracle card. I'll tell you the decks and then you can pick one. No problem. If it's not this place, it's just hoping something. I do feel like something will come through for July 1st, but it feels like almost like maybe the third week in June, you'll find it. And it may even be something like where you take over somebody else's lease and then like a sublet type thing. And then you end up getting to stay there because they're not coming back. Like you're just finishing because they have to move for a job or something. So you're finishing out their lease. Tina. I hope that I've been telling Regine she's going to find a place and this poor thing still hasn't moved. So I'm like, I don't know. You know what's interesting though is that there's something I have in my chart where it says that I would do well with like real estate or something. So I do find it interesting when I do readings for people and they're like sort of real estate related and I do well with those. Yeah, it's my astrological chart when I say chart. Okie dokie artichokes. Let's do a list. Here's the decks I have. I want to go through them pretty quick because I want to go for a walk before it gets to be too dark. Dragon Path, Enchanted Map, Green Witch, Women in Myth, Trust Your Vibe, Woodland Wardens, Moonology, Spirit Animals, Past Life, Wisdom of the Oracle, Inner Child, or the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. Adrienne's first up with Women in Myth. And so is Violet's. And Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Locked and Lovely is the crystals. Carly's Green Witch. Yes. Nope, you have to choose one for yourself, Queen of Moons. I don't choose for you. That's why it's free, because the only thing I do is ask them how many times to shuffle before I cut the deck, and then I read the book. But you have to pick whatever you connect with. I don't surprise anybody. All right, Green Witch for you. It's also teaching you to learn to connect with your own intuition, because whatever deck you're drawn to, you'll get the perfect message. All right, so this one's for Regine. Who does Regine need to connect with this week? Ooh. The Morgan, goddess, the hand of fate. Hang on. I'm just going to put my reading glasses on, but they fell on the ground. Yeah, okay, YouTube, go ahead and just put whatever you want on here. Pick a deck. Are you familiar with? Do you remember any of them? I'd love a card on my connection with Jeff. Oh, I don't do it that way. Oh, okay. So I don't, it's not the question is always, what do they need to know or who do they need to connect with? Like this one is, I say who, because they're like goddesses and stuff. We keep it very general. So it may make sense that it connects about a specific person, but I don't remember what you had last time either. All right. I will name the decks one more time. Got the Dragon Oracle. This one is Women in Myth. Spirit Animal, Past Life, Wisdom of the Oracle, Inner Child, the Crystal Deck, Enchanted Map, Green Witch, which I'm going to pull out because there's several of you that want that. Let's back up here. Trust Your Vibes, Woodland Wardens, and Moonology. I have other decks, but then you have to pull more cards for that and do an actual reading, and I like this because it's easier. Okay. The Morrigan is about transformation, mysticism, and bravado. Her story. The Morrigan is an ancient Irish goddess of war. She is a shapeshifter, an omen of death, whose fearsome presence inspired opposing armies to flee in terror into the sea. Card meaning, a critical juncture has been reached. The climax is present. You cannot continue in the same way, so it's time to make a choice. Clinging to the past just shows an inability to accept current circumstances. Instead, face your fate. Her advice, the Morrigan is offering you a gift, either a great beginning or a great ending. Pay close attention to if, when, and how people enter or exit this current situation. You are in fate's hands now. Morgan also reminds me of Kali, or Kali is like the goddess of death. And she looks really, really scary. But what she kind of says is like, you have to have change now. It's time to happen, whether you like it or not. So you can get on and join the ride and go with the energy, or you can fight it all you want, but change is coming. So it's sort of like, just be prepared for transformation because it's happening whether you like it or not. Enjoy it or don't. Embrace it or don't. All right, so this is for Violet's. What is Violet's? Who does she need to connect with this week? All right. Who does Violet's need to connect with this week? You want a free Oracle reading? Violet's need to connect with this week. All right, Pesta, Monster, the Omen. These all seem very terrible, but they're not. Let me show you. Did I show you? I don't think I showed it to you. It reminds me of, do you remember, there's that book, Something and Other Scary Stories. I can't remember who wrote it. It was like a kid's book, and it was like, somebody was calling. I always remember that, like, I am the Vasha. I want to wash and wipe your windows. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Anyway. Anyways, okay. Ominous illness threats her story. With origins in the bubonic plague years of the 14th century, Pesta is a terrifying spirit from Norwegian lore that personifies the Black Death. If she is carrying a broom, everyone in the village dies. If she has a rake, some will survive. Card meaning, like a snowball that gains mass and becomes an avalanche, something in your life has compounded. It could be a series of events, or it could be anxious thoughts building upon each other. Either way, that energy has permeated your environment. Her advice, be willing to let go of control. You're in purification cycle. Some things, even beloved things or hoped for outcomes, may need to be swept away. Make room for what's next instead. And then Michelle also wants this. Who does Michelle need to connect with this week? So It's just also about change. And that's sort of the same, the Kali energy, right? Where I said, like, change is coming, whether you like it or not. Either get on board or don't. You can either make it easy and go with the energy, or you can fight it, and you're still going to be dragged kicking, screaming. Much like, remember I was telling the story about how I was told I had to become a nurse. Like there was I had no choice. It didn't matter how much I was trying to run away from it. My guides, the universe, whoever, was like, get your ass in gear and let's go. I hope the sound quality is not going, because it's a brand new computer. All right. So, okay. This one's for Michelle. Michelle. Let me just do two more because I wasn't really paying attention. Michelle. Let's go, Michelle. All right. Michelle has the Cane, Heroine, the Adventurer. All right. Victory, responsibility, reward. Her story. The daughter of a great chief, the Cane travels across the African continent to slay a mythical dragon-like creature, a quest usually reserved for men. She conquers the monster and is given a hero's welcome on her return. Card meaning. This card represents new beginnings and a fresh start. You're up to the task or challenge, so it's time to prove your worth or mettle. Quiet the negative voices in your head or from others and defy expectations. Her advice: be bold, seek out adventures. You're not too old, too young, too big, too small, or too much, or too little, or anything to get started. Live your life on your own terms. Give yourself an incredible quest of your own. Okay. Locked and Lovely wants the crystal one. Okay, this is for, let me put Jillian's on here. So she wanted Trust Your Vibes. Great. And for you, what I would say is, like, I think I remember you're kind of going through stuff through a divorce. I would say do some repetitive affirmations around, like, everything works out my favor, everything works out my favor, everything works out my favor. I don't have to worry, everything works out my favor. Something like that. Okay. Sorry, this is for Locked and Lovely. What does she need? 3 and 4. I'm going to take that one. I don't know if it's adjoit. Oh, interesting. So is this an integration card? Oh, wait, no. This one is just... There we go. This one is a cosmic vibration card. So compassionate being. Adjoit brings about a profound spiritual revelation, drawing out karmic wounds. This crystal reframes cellular memory and past contracts, self-understanding. You are a being of infinite love and compassion. Find your core of ultimate peace and universal love. Release your toxic emotions, replacing them with forgiveness, compassion, and serenity. What you have been through allows you to appreciate the pain of another's path. Do not absorb their pain. Remain dispassionate. Detach gracefully and move on. Just be the observer, right? Divination. Put down your burdens, knowing you are a being of light. Resolve conflicts and forgive those who wounded you. Give someone a second chance. Honor your promises. Find the best solution for everyone. Let your dispassionate compassion encompass all. Charity or volunteer work is indicated. Healing insight. Immersing yourself in the love of the divine automatically leads to health and happiness. So the frequency of this stone is very high. It's for your third eye, your crown, heart, throat, and soul star chakra. I don't know what the soul star is. I think that one would be the one that's way up here. Timing is Virgo and Aquarius. Your baby's due date might be a Virgo. I mean, the due date, I think, or is it at the end of Leo? And then Soul Path, and I think, no, we're in Taurus right now, I think. Aquarius is the next month, though. Or no, we're not. Aquarius is February. Sorry. Soul Path, keep an opening, compassionate heart. An open, compassionate heart. You're a Virgo. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Just cross up who I've done. Carly wants the green witch. Wait, no. Where did you put yours? Yeah, I don't know why I put green witch I put green of moons instead of just green witch. That's weird. All right, so this is for Carly. What does Carly need to know right now? Oops. What does Carly need to know right now? Cauldron, creation, opportunity, caring. Sorry. Sorry, just trying to figure out what it was and just realized I should have looked at the index. Okay, card meeting. Self-transformation, one of the central goals of witchcraft, can be intimidating. The Cauldron card reassures you that brewing change is a chance to create new opportunities for yourself as well as those around you. This can be as simple as adopting a fresh outlook. The Cauldron encourages you to think creatively and to try combining things that may not seem to work together at first glance or to solve a problem. The Cauldron is a symbol of nourishing yourself and others. Caring for those around you is an enriching pursuit for all involved. Reflection. Are you avoiding brainstorming different solutions when faced with a problem? Okay, Queen of Sagittarius. This is the same deck for you. What does she need to know today? What is Queen of Sagittarius? Oh, Queen of Moons. There we go. That's why I probably put Green of Moons instead of that's why I did that. Okay, what does the Queen of Moons need to know today? Have a wonderful week, Carly. Pine tree, vitality, longevity, and perseverance. The pine tree is a symbol of life enduring, the promise of even if things seem dark, it's not over. Some kinds of pine trees have root systems that are centuries old, and while a single tree may die, the established root system can introduce a new seedling to replace it. The rejuvenation cycle tells us that even when something appears to be dead or finished, there are still roots alive. Nothing is ever truly gone. Don't give up on it. Pine is a popular building material. It absorbs shock. It's resistant to excessive swelling and shrinking. And although it dents easily, it is long lasting. The pine tree card tells you to hang in there. Life may be knocking you around a bit, but even dented, you're reliable and can last longer than you think. Reflection. Have you given up on something you shouldn't have? All right, that's for you. And then last but not least, Jillian with Trust Your Vibes. You're very welcome. All right, this is for Jillian. What does Jillian need for this week? Slow down, 33. Take a breath and slow down. Relax and reduce any pressure you may be under or are putting on yourself. It may feel like you are in an emergency, but it is an illusion. The faster you go, the less time you have. While it may appear that decisions and actions must be undertaken immediately, it is better to slow down and allow more information to come to light before moving ahead. By taking things at a slower pace, you will become better informed and make better decisions all the way around. Have no fear. You have time and will miss nothing. You will, however, greatly benefit from slowing down. Hi, Be Early. I also love a card from Trust Your Vibes deck. Sure. I didn't, but thank you. Okay. This is for Trust Your Vibes. Violet, what did you want? You wanted the Moonology deck. Okay, I didn't see yours, so I'm glad you said something. Okay, so we'll do, this is for Be Early, and then we'll do Violet. Thank you for your patience and understanding. This is for Be Early. What does she need to know? What does Be Early need to know? New beginnings, 42. It is time to leave the old life behind and focus on implementing new ideas and new connections in your life. Don't overthink or ask the wrong people for their opinion. This will only create roadblocks on your path. Those who genuinely love and support you will naturally cheer on your growth and change. If you are open to new opportunities, the universe will meet you halfway and bring them to you in unexpected ways. Do not cling to outworn ideas or old versions of yourself. You are no longer the person you used to be. The doors to a brand new future are wide open and inviting you. Trust this opportunity and venture forward confidently. You will evolve beyond your wildest expectations. You have an amazing week too, Regine. Thank you so much for your lovely energy. Kay, what card did you want? Because I don't have you down here for a card. So that could be my fault because I have top chat on here like a ding dong. There we go. There's live chat. Okay, what card did you want? So that was Jillian. Oh, wait. And okay, wait. That was, who did I do that for? Did I do that for Jillian? No. That one was for, sorry. Be Early, right? Yes, that was for Be Early. Okay. So then Sagittarius wanted Moonology. Violet Sagittarius wants Moonology. And then there's Kay wants the Trust Your Vibes. And then did I get them all? This is why I have to make lists. Sorry. That was B. It's done. And then Sag is Moonology. And then K YouTube is Trust Your Vibes. Okay. Got it. Sagittarius. What does she need to know? What does Violet Sagittarius need to know this week? One more. There's two stuck together, but I'm going to give them because they both came stuck together. So the first one is a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you. Hang on, sorry, it's really hot. This card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routine now. However you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. Attune with the moon. Recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Additional meanings for this card. Gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to the details if you want success without being pedantic. Be of service to others and love and love and money will follow. The person you're asking about is reliable. The teaching. Virgo is the sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of the harvest about it. Oh, I'm glad you made it too. It was good seeing you. Virgo is the sign of, when this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order. So that's what you need to do at the time of the Virgo new moon and whenever else you pull this card. So the other one I got was full moon in Leo, which is don't let pride get in your way, because they were stuck together. Full moon in Leo says, have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent. But when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by if you're not doing what you would be done by lately, meaning if you do unto others kind of thing, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of people around you. This will help all of your relationships. Attune to the moon. Be magnificent without being plain too much. Additional meanings of the card. Self-esteem is good. Vanity is not. Everyone is equally important. Creative urges should be followed. Work some magic. A friendship may be ending now. The teaching. When the full moon comes into Leo, it can be a wonderfully bright time where people feel more confident to show the world their talents and assets. That's the upside of this lunation and of this card, no matter when you pull it. However, take note that the Leo full moon combination creates a sort of tension between your needs and the needs of people in your networks. Leo full moon is time to release pride. Okay, and then okay, YouTube wants trust your vibes. Okay, now I will do that, and that's the last card, so I can go for a walk. Okay, and feed my bunny because I'm sure she's hungry. All right, so this is for Kay. What does Kay need to know this week? What does Kay need to know? Be grateful. Number 50. I think it's interesting that that followed Leo because Leo's ruling planet is the sun, and there's this like giant sun in this one. I don't know. Okay. Make a list of all the blessings, of all of your blessings, so you fully recognize how much abundance you genuinely enjoy. Fill your heart with gratitude for everything on that list, for it is all a gift from God who loves you unconditionally. Add to this list daily as you notice things you appreciate in your life rather than fretting or worrying about what you don't have. Change your perspective and begin recognizing all you have. The more you acknowledge your blessings, the more they flow. If you are poverty conscious, now is your time to recover. There is no lack of abundance available to you. You simply must break the habit of perceiving the world as one of deprivation and struggle and accept the endless blessings waiting to come in. Enjoy the blessings you have now and ask the universe to keep them coming. Then prepare for the windfall. This isn't being greedy. This is self-esteem and understanding that you are a beloved child of the universe, one who is unconditionally loved and will be amply provided for every step of your human existence. This has always been the case, but you may have missed your blessings before now because you didn't have the eyes to see them or the open heart to receive them. You can change this today by counting your blessings and watching them multiply 1,000-fold. And that is that. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be back next weekend. I'm not sure if I'm doing a morning session or an afternoon session. I don't know what my schedule looks like yet. Hi, Take No Prisoners. We're heading out now, but I will be back next week. I just don't know if I'm doing a morning session or an afternoon session. So I will see you then. But I can let you know in the community, or if you are subscribed to my email and community post here, I have a community. If you want to join it, we do, there's a WhatsApp group, and then once a month I do a live meditation and a workshop, which is various. So I think next month we're going to do something on practical spell work for your daily life. All right. Incorporating practical spell work into your daily life. All right. Have a good one.